Welcome back to Beginning Braille. I am Stephanie Herlick. I am a teacher of the visually impaired and orientation and mobility specialist. I am currently the Assessment Center Coordinator at California School for the Blind. In today's lesson, you are going to learn your first set of Braille contractions. These contractions are known as the alphabetic word signs. In Braille, there are 187 contractions. Please don't let this scare you. The contractions are grouped, so if you remember the group name and the rules for that group, you are well on your way to learning all of the contractions. The first set of contractions you are going to learn are called the alphabetic word signs. The alphabetic word signs are well represented by their name. Almost every letter of the alphabet has a contraction or word associated with it. When a letter of the alphabet stands alone, it is a contraction. Hence, the first rule, alphabetic word signs must stand alone. The alphabetic word sign can come in contact with indicators, such as the capital indicator and punctuation, including the hyphen. Lastly, the alphabetic word signs can be used with an apostrophe when followed by the letters D, LL, RE, S, T, or VE. Here are the alphabetic word signs. A, I, and O, highlighted in red, are already words when they stand as a single letter, so there is no other alphabetic word sign given to them. X and Z, highlighted in yellow, are the only two alphabetic word signs that don't begin with their given letter. Here are the contractions. A is A, B is the word but, C is the word can, D is do, E is every, F is from, G is go, H is have, I is I, J is just, K is knowledge, L is like, M is more, N is not, O is O, P is people, Q is quite, R is rather, S is so, T is that, U is us, V is very, W is will, X is it. I often remember that by the word exit. Y is you, and Z is as. Sorry, I don't have a good mnemonic for that one. Here are the sample sentences for the alphabetic word signs. The first example is, "Can I go, Mom?" Notice that C is written with the capital indicator followed by the letter C. That means it is the word can, and the C is capitalized. I stands for itself, again with a capital indicator in front of it. G is the word go, followed by Mom with a capital indicator and a question mark. The second example sentence is, "Peg will get that book." The two alphabetic word signs used are will and that. The third example is, "Will's hat is very nice." Notice that the W is preceded by the capital indicator and followed by an apostrophe S. This represents the word will with an apostrophe S, which is actually the name, in this case, the name of a person. The rule states that an alphabetic sign can be followed by an apostrophe S. In addition, V is in this sentence standing for the word very. That's actually it for new material to be learned in this lesson. The important thing is to memorize all of the alphabetic word signs. You might consider making flashcards for yourself. Once you are ready, please complete all of the independent practice worksheets. You may choose to use this video to view the independent practice lessons or download the webinar materials from the description box below. Here is independent practice 1. When you begin each sentence, press the space bar 2 times. This creates the indent for a new paragraph or numbered list. You are going to interline the following sentences that are written in Braille font. When you are finished, move on to the answers, which are in the next slide. Here are the answers to independent practice 1. 1. Period. I do not like that climate, as it is so extremely humid, period. 2. Period. Paul has a very simple plan, but not all people can use it, period. 3. Period. From all I see, that club seems rather exclusive, doesn't it? 4. Period. May Hale just told us that every boy from class will go, cool! Here is independent practice 2. Braille the following sentences. Number 1, period. You can go, so can Joe, period. Number 2, period. I have 12, you have 7, I have more, period. Number 3, period. Open quote, he will rather go as a pal, but not as a date, close quote. That makes me very sad, period. Number 4, period. People have that date, period. It is at 8, correct? Here are the answers to independent practice 2 written in Braille font. Make sure you brailled all the alphabetic word signs using the contractions. Also notice that every line is indented using 2 spaces so that the runovers are along the left-hand side of the page. In sentence 1, the following contractions should have been used. Y for you, C for can, G for go, S for so, and C for can. In sentence 2, the following contractions should have been used. H for have, Y for you, and M for more. In sentence 3, the following contractions should have been used. W for will, R for rather, G for go, Z for as, B for but, N for not, T for that, and V for very. And in sentence 4, the following contractions that should have been used are P for people, H for have, T for that, and X for it. Here is independent practice 3. Interline the following sentences that are written in Braille font. When you have finished, move to the next slide for the answers written in print. Here are the independent practice 3 answers. 1, period. Gladys says you may feel sure that Will has more knowledge on that subject, period. 2, period. Does that next box have 4 zebras in it? 3, period. I'd rather Billy have more carrots, but he is not quite sure, period. 4, period. Jane says, open quote, I'm from Norway, period, closed quote. Just like my classmate Tom, period. Independent practice 4 is your last practice set for lesson 4. Braille the following sentences. 1, period. My knowledge is just a bit, not as big as Tim's knowledge, period. 2, period. Like you, Diane is a very happy girl, period. 3, period. On May 14th, 2020, I will pick my dog, Summer, up from a doctor's visit, period. 4, period. Mo told me, open quote, my physics knowledge is not as solid as my algebra, period, closed quote. Here are the answers to independent practice 4, written in Braille font. The first sentence should use the following contractions: K for knowledge, J for just, N for not, and Z for as. Sentence 2 has L for like, Y for you, and V for very. Sentence 3 should have W for will and F for from. Also, make sure there is a numeric indicator in front of 14 and before 2020. Sentence 4 contractions include K for knowledge, N for not, and Z for as. Congratulations! You have finished Lesson 4. Once you feel confident with everything you have learned, move on to Lesson 5. See you soon.